Shortcuts for your soul. There we go. Wonderful. It is a beautiful brand new day on planet Earth, and I have with me today the energy of the Ascended who want to talk about your mind. Your mind is simple. Excuse me if I sound a little rough today. I've been driving for 15 hours over the last couple of days. And there's so much change and wonder unfolding right before our very eyes in this world. Your mind is simple. They want us to really understand this unnecessary complexity that's been, they keep using the term grafted into human collective unconscious. That most people have been told to believe that their mind is a very complex and difficult instrument to understand. Conventional psychology and psychotherapy tend to perpetuate that illusion. They say it's very important that you recognize that there is no illusion about the simplicity of your mind. It has very simple functions that once you understand them and you recognize that your mind is not something that you are, but that in fact your mind is something that you use, and that by nature it is designed to be subservient to your direction, not you subservient to its reactions, then its information that you've acquired from this world. As many of you are finding yourself reacting to information in your mind, reacting to things that aren't relevant to who you truly are as a conscious and sentient spiritual entity in this physical dimension. We would start by letting you know that the mind has very simple component parts to itself, very simple component parts to itself. The first part of your mind being what you call your conscious mind, that aspect of your mind that hears what we're saying in words, in language that you understand at this time. It is the part of you that allows you to perceive that there are things moving around you with your senses. You can see, you can hear, you can smell, you can touch, you can taste, that you can be aware that those things are occurring. It does not necessarily mean that you know what is occurring, but that you are aware that something is occurring. That is your conscious mind perceives what is occurring through the 5 physical senses. And also, your conscious mind, you perceive what is occurring within your internal mind. That is the thinking mind, the remembering mind, the personality mind, the identity mind that you have. But your conscious mind is one of several primary functions to your mind that you need to understand. And it's important you also make the distinction that your mind and you are not the same thing. That your mind and you are not the same thing. You are an awareness utilizing the mechanism of this thing called your mind. Now, your conscious mind lets you perceive and be aware that things are occurring internal or external to your biology. That is, you can remember thoughts, remember emotions, weigh and measure possible futures in your privacy of your mind, but it is you observing what's occurring in the mind that you are not that mind. The second component of your mind is what you call your unconscious mind, and we quite simply say that your unconscious mind is simply the storehouse of all of your experiential knowledge and wisdom acquired from this lifetime and many other lifetimes of experience. That in that deeper fabric, the place where you're not thinking of right now, there is a place called your subconscious mind that if we were to say to you the word cat, and suddenly you hear that word cat, then up from your subconscious mind comes this image in your mind or an association about cat. Because the vibration of the word stimulates that information in the subconscious field and brings energy to it, and that memory, that information about cat comes from your subconscious storehouse, where you store all your knowledge, all your experience from this lifetime and many others. So information lays dormant in that realm of the unconscious until it is brought to the surface by some form of energy coming into your mind to stimulate it, like the word cat, or something internal to yourself where you are ruminating or considering or weighing and measuring something, and information is brought forth from your subconscious mind by you. Those are the 2 primary functions of your mind, a conscious mind and a subconscious mind. And you are not the conscious mind or the subconscious mind, but the operator of them. Now, your mind has a function that you use on a regular basis that you may not be aware that you use. A function is called reason. And there are two aspects to the function of reason. The first aspect of reason is a process of inductive reasoning, or being able to evaluate pieces of information and come to a conclusion from those pieces of information. That is where you can analyze and measure specific things. You see a chair, and on a deductive process, you would just say chair, but on an inductive process, you would say there are legs, there are a seat, there are a back, and that becomes a chair. But your inductive mind lets you observe the details of things, the aspects of things. The other aspect of reason in your mind is a process called deductive reasoning, which unfortunately the vast majority of you are stuck in deductive reasoning. That is, you have a stimuli coming to your mind and a reactionary response, as in when we said to you, cat. And your mind gives you a deductive response, just an image of a cat, or Halloween, or black, or marmalade, or whatever the cat is in your subconscious field that gets brought to the place of awareness. And that deductive process is a reactionary aspect of your mind that simply receives information and reacts to it. The reactions in your mind are intimately connected to the functions of your biology. The reactions in your mind are intimately connected to your biology. We will go into great detail on this subject in the coming weeks for those of you that will be joining us in the program that we have brought through this one called Masterclass. In this case, it is the Masterclass 102 on liberation, where you learn to become free of subjectivity to your subconscious mind. You learn to become free of subjectivity to the information bombarding your senses from this world that may or may not be true or false, confusing or cohesive. But we will go into great detail on this. Your deductive mind simply is a reactionary mind, and many of you confuse yourself with this aspect. So somebody says something very mean to you, and you get a feeling, a reactionary feeling inside, and you think that is you. No, this is your subconscious mind reacting to the stimulation of this information. It is not complex, and there are emotions that are bound to the information in your storehouse. That is, all of the acquired information you have from this lifetime and many others stored in that storehouse has energy or emotion connected to it that can be brought from another lifetime into the present moment, or can be brought from your past from this lifetime into the present moment. And learning how to make the distinction between what you are as a soul, as a consciousness, what your mind is as a mechanism of creation, what your body is as an instrument through which your mind and your consciousness produce very specific outcomes called your experiences. The utilization of information in your subconscious and conscious mind determines exactly what you're experiencing now and subsequently. Just as what you've experienced in other lifetimes has an effect and a bearing on what is occurring in your lifetime now. Your sciences call inherited information genetics, but quite simply it is inherited information that can be altered and changed when a deep enough understanding of the system is acquired. That is, you can learn to operate your mind independent of your subjectivity to it. As many of you are subjective to what is in your mind, what has been put in there, what you've acquired, but more importantly, what has been put in your mind by your environment, especially in these recent centuries of emerging technology, where the mechanisms of communication are far faster and far more pronounced in their ability to manipulate and organize your attention so as to cause you to think, feel, and believe very specific things about what your life is and what your life isn't. But our goal is very simple today, to let you know that you are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are not your biology. These are all functions of your mind that you are in a position to assert authority over in a loving, benign, and intelligent way. Many of you have been taught to believe that fear is something you cannot control. It's just what you feel. You cannot control your depression. Many of you have been led to believe that you have no authority over your own emotional energy, which you do have authority over your emotional energy. Once you understand that you are not the emotion, and you are not the thoughts, and you are not the body, you have these wonderful devices that you are here to learn to use in the function of your being, learning the practice of creation. The practice of creation, the ability to combine thought and idea with energy that orchestrates the function of matter into action. So the excitement that you feel is translated into an expression of joy or laughter. And that you realize, I can create energy that is an expression of joy and laughter. I can create an expression that is artistic. I can create an expression that is playful. I can create an expression that is painful. That when you realize that you have authority over whether or not your expression and your energy will be good or not so good, that is what we want you to understand. That the simplicity of your mind is well within your consciousness to have authority over. That you are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions, but they can be manipulated from without you. In other words, the world around you can manipulate your mind without you even being aware your mind is being manipulated. Because you can be taught to feel certain things and believe certain things, and these beliefs and these feelings will cause certain experiences. But once you understand that your mind is yours exclusively to operate, that whether it is fear or joy, you have complete authority to be able to change certain qualities of emotion. And that the nature and the quality of your emotions determines the communication and the creation in which you find yourself hearing these words. That the thoughts and emotions that are stimulated by your thoughts, whether those thoughts originate from within your own mind or they originate from outside of you, someone can give you thoughts and ideas and beliefs and cause certain emotions in you by the nature and quality of those thoughts. And if you can't make that distinction between yourself as the thinker and the thoughts, then you may simply believe that what people are telling you is absolutely true without any form of reason involved in the process whatsoever. And that is where many of you are challenged. You believe that what you are being told is completely true. And yet, a simple process of reasoning will allow you to deduce, come to the conclusion that your thoughts are amenable to your conscious ability to change them. That you can hold any idea or image in your mind and create an emotion. You can create an emotion from one state of energy to another. Your mind is very simple. It is not who you are. It is an instrument to use in this dimension of time and space and matter. It has very simple component parts to it that work very simply. That you must be aware of how the vehicle is working, how your mind actually works in its simplest terms, so that you no longer remain subjective to what the world is telling you to believe or not to believe, so that you no longer remain subjective to your past suffering, so that you no longer remain subjective to past lives and events from those past lives that have affected you, some of you for many hundreds, if not thousands of years. That information is inherited. Information is inherited and not simply acquired through your 5 physical senses. What do you think genetic information is? Genetic expression. It's information that was inherited. And there are simple and easy ways to learn how to utilize this information that you're hearing right now so that you can begin to liberate yourself from unnecessary suffering, unnecessary persistent thinking, unnecessary emotions. When you come to the understanding how your emotions work and how your mind works, and that you are the orchestrator of that, to take that position of authority back so that you can conduct your mind according to your highest aspirations of your desired expression of self, and not simply remain subjective to what they tell you to believe or not to believe. Even in what we are saying, we would hope that you would inductively come to some conclusions. That is, you will weigh and measure what we are saying based on your own experience and recognize this is true or this is not true, because you can work it out for yourself in your own mind. You are capable of that. All of you are capable of that. You all have a mind that works in a very similar fashion. And the only thing that distinguishes one of you from the other is the content of your mind, what you've acquired from this life and many other lives of experience. But there's no greater time in human history to understand who and what you are than there is right now. And the importance of your future creations depend upon what you know and understand and change and alter in this timeline, in this here, in this now. How you use your mind, how you use your energy, how you use your biology, and understand this is critical in your going forward as a species, or simply fading away into the dust of the sands of time like so many other civilizations did, because they refused to understand the simplicity of which we are speaking to you as we did to them. That you must learn to operate and run the mechanisms of creation, which is thought, emotion, and matter combined, produce very precise and observable phenomena in your conditions of time, space, and matter. These devices that you use now, this technology that you use, did not come out of thin air. It came from the invisible realm of consciousness, of your awareness, considering and weighing and measuring possible ways to accelerate communication and information transference, or to figure out ways from the invisible realm how you can move and change sections of the planet to create cities and planes. Your technology, they came from a place of the invisible, and you now see them. But in your own minds right now, there is an invisible world happening of thought, of memory, of consideration, that from which you are creating this moment, and you are creating a future from this moment. And that your ability to come to a place of awareness of how to operate your mind and your information, to learn to restructure and change it so that it serves you instead of enslaving you, to liberate yourself from the confines of ideations and ideologies and philosophies that restrict and limit you to their purview of understanding, rather than learn to formulate your own unique identity and creative expression through the understanding of what you are and what you have in your possession as a mind, as a body, as energy. It is important now, more than ever, for yourselves individually and collectively to come to this understanding. Your mind is very simple. And you have heard it said, as you think it, so shall be. But if you do not understand the different degrees of thinking mind, the conscious mind and the subconscious mind, and how to work intelligently with both of them, then you will find yourself being surprised by events that seem to come out of nowhere. Why did this happen all of a sudden, you would say to us? And we'd say, it was unconscious. You were unaware that you had that thought, that belief in your unconscious, and you did not know how to change it. So naturally, it produced very specific results in your experience. And so we're here to quite simply say, it does not have to be that way anymore. And the moment you begin to articulate deliberate changes in your heart, which is your subconscious mind, did you know that? That your heart is your subconscious mind. This is the heart that was spoken of. As you believe in your heart, your subconscious mind, so it shall be. And you have many lifetimes of information stored in that vast, immortal storehouse of information that you can learn to assert authority over and direction over in a very simple series of practices and steps that you can learn to literally run your own mind independent of your environment, while bearing cause and effect upon the environment in very new, wondrous, and dynamic ways. Without also understanding the different functions of reason, the process of deductive reasoning and inductive reasoning, how you use your thinking mind consciously and unconsciously. To understand these two forms of reason will put you into a position where you can begin to weigh and measure information that comes to your mind as being a matter of choice or a matter of conditioning or memory. Because your memory and your past experiences can certainly influence your decisions right now, unless, of course, you are aware of the influences of those things and are able to say, no, I will not allow this influence. This is from my past. This is from my belief that all girls are bad or all boys are bad. That is what's caused me to avoid this. Until you know how to understand and recognize your beliefs inside your own subconscious mind, you'll be subjective to them. But ultimately, you are the authority once you understand how to reclaim the role of authority over your own mind, which in turn will loan itself to restoring your life to your body as well. You must understand it is very simple. The simplest term is as you think, it so shall be. And we would add to that, as your mind thinks when you are not aware, it shall also be. So you must become aware of the workings of your mind on an unconscious level and recognize that it is still subjective to you. And that many of the emotions and strange thinkings that you get may have nothing to do with a matter of choice, but a matter of stimulation. As we said to you the word cat earlier, and you watched your mind produce what that word stimulated in it, you can see that deductively your mind has a process that reacts to information. Well, this is true not only in terms of what you think in your own mind, but what you observe, what you listen to, what you pay attention to will also interact with your subconscious field and cause very specific outcomes in function of behavior and conditions of your life. And it is our hope that you will avail yourself of our wisdom and knowledge. Come and join us in this upcoming opportunity to end your subjectivity to what the world has made you believe you are supposed to be, and reclaim your position as an intelligent, unique, and independent creating intelligence in this realm of time, space, and matter. You did not come here to suffer. You came here to create. And create you have. Look at your great cities. These are creations, the invisible made visible, because there are those that understand this process of thought and energy and how it influences and affects the motion of the body into actions. And so you have these wondrous cities around it. So many of you take for granted that these cities did not exist as they do now, but a scant few hundred years ago. And look at you now with technology, instantaneous communication, a wealth of knowledge that's been rarely seen in cycles of 12,000 years, but it is here now. And you can learn to awaken yourself to the benefits of being a creating intelligence, which you are. You did not come here to suffer, you came here to learn. You came here to create, to experience, to delight in creation, not to live in fear. The illusions of death and taxes can be dispelled when you awaken yourself. The illusion of suffering as being a necessary component of your existence can be dispelled when knowledge is properly acquired to allow you to recognize you create conditions in your life. They aren't simply just happening to you. Something caused them to occur. Everything in your life is an effect of a cause, whether that cause is conscious and deliberate or unconscious. It does not matter. All that you experience is a created product of the interaction of consciousness with mind, directing the function of matter into very precise and specific manifestations and conditions. If you awaken to this truth, the world of creation becomes available to you, the world of what you call freedom, which is the knowledge that you can and do create. That is truly what freedom is, the knowledge and awareness that you do create. You are a creating consciousness. And you do it through this medium of your biological entity, and you do it through the medium of information in your mind. These are the tools of creation that you have available to you while in a physical dimension. You will not always have those tools, but you get to use them while you have them. Or you get to remain subjective to believing you are the nail being hit by the hammer, not the hammer hitting the nail, as so many of you wrongfully believe, that life is happening at you and to you and not for you. If you understand even on a rudimentary level what we are saying, then you recognize that you are not having life happen to you, but life will and does, in fact, and is happening for you. That can be very difficult if you are in a place of suffering and pain right now, that you believe that you are able to change it as a function of your creation, but it's also the greatest opportunity for liberation. I can change this by learning how to use my thinking mind and my energy very differently, which will cause very different things to occur. And you can learn this very simply. They will not teach you this in your education centers. And for those few of you that find your ways into monasteries and other interesting places to learn from masters who have quietly tucked themselves away from the confusion of society, then you are blessed. But you will not find this information in your institutions of learning, who simply garner their ideations and give them to you to accept and carry out and execute on their behest. But you can liberate yourself from subjectivity to this world and become the divine creator that you originally know you are. And every one of you knows without any doubt whatsoever that you are here to create. You know you are here for a reason and a purpose, and it is to create consciously and intelligently. You came here to create. This is a wonder. What all of your great teachers throughout history have stressed is what we stress again and again through this one. Many of us come through this one simply to reiterate the same point again and again until it is heard. And there are many of you that have heard. And many of you that are beginning to realize there may be something more to your life than what you are being told by your world. And that you can acquire that knowledge and understanding simply and easily. But you will not find it in your conventional institutions. They will not tell you that you are not your body. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. You are a creating intelligence, a soul, if you like. They will not tell you this. They would rather you simply accept and obey and believe what they would tell you to, and confine you to their definition of what you are supposed to be according to their will and not yours. And your will is as divine as theirs is once you understand how to assert it. Your will is as divine as the Master's if you understand this. And that your body is the instrument that bows itself down to your requests. That your thought and emotion loan themselves to experiential creation. And this knowledge will liberate you from unnecessary suffering, which you can liberate yourself from far more easily than they would tell you, that you do not need a bottle, nor a pill, nor a drug to liberate yourself from your suffering, or your confusion, or your anger, or your depression. That you are a divine entity capable of understanding and learning about how your vessel works, and then how to operate your vessel consciously and deliberately, independent of what others may tell you. As easy as your hand will open and close when you tell it to, your body can do many things. Walk upon fire, be resistant to punctures. Your body is a wondrous instrument that is capable of vastly more than you will ever be told by your conventional institutions. So this knowledge must be acquired outside of what is already familiar to you. And we encourage you to do this, to seek out the places where this knowledge resides. So your mind is very simple. And when you understand this, you will be free to create, as you know you came here to create, to recognize and know what is in alignment with you. Not what you were told is supposed to be in alignment with you, to eat this or drink this or act this way, but what you know from your own experience, your conscious experience, that you can know to think this thought is good, to think this thought is not so good. To hold this image in my mind is good, and to hold this image in my mind is not so good. That what I hold in my mind creates energy. And you can learn that directly from us and others that are here to teach you to awaken. And many of you have called this movement Ascension, which is the uplifting of your consciousness from a place of subjectivity to ideas and beliefs and information that may be causing you needless suffering, to a place where you recognize you are a divine creator in a world of time, space, and matter that is responsive to you. It is responsive to you. It reacts and responds to your thinking mind. And it can be both good and evil, depending upon how you will choose to use your mind. The instrument itself is simply an instrument. It's the one that is using the instrument that is orchestrating the conditions that are going to be experienced by any one of you, how you use your mind and how you use your body, or how you choose to defer the use of your mind to others to governing it. We will simply say to you, you must learn to understand the simplicity of your own mind and how to orchestrate its actions to become the conductor of your thinking world, which will in turn conduct the emotional energies that will give impulse and rise to the actions that you will perform at any point of your life. And the function of your thought and your emotion through your myology, that awareness will give you the opportunity to create and manifest a future based on what you do and what you are being in any present moment. So do not believe what they tell you that your mind is a complex and difficult thing to understand. Your mind is very simple. Although the information can be very confusing, create the energy of confusion, and you believe that the energy of confusion, those emotions, is you. No, you are not your emotions. These are manifestations of the qualities of thought and idea in your mind that produce very specific energy. Again, we will share all this with you as we are now. But join us intimately in the coming weeks. We will be with this one, and there will be others with him. I want to thank the Ascended for being present today, because when you have this kind of energy going through you, you cannot help but be humbled by the wisdom of beings that know more than you do. And I am constantly being humbled in tremendous ways. And it's well worth the journey when you find a good, you connect your guides, you connect your angels, you connect the Ascended Masters, and you learn from them. They will never, ever do anything less than guide you to being the creator that you're capable of being. And again, I want to thank them for being present with us. So just so you know, what they're referring to specifically is our upcoming Masterclass 102 Liberation. These are a series of courses that were created by the Ascended Masters that they teach through me and through our other instructors. It's a 3-week program. This is our most potent program and the springboard for many people finding liberation from their suffering. It's called 102 Masterclass Liberation. And it literally is liberating yourself from being subjective to your mind and body and learning to overcome what you've been taught to believe as being the only source of truth for yourself. You are a creating being. Come join us this Saturday. You have until between now and Saturday to register. You go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com. I'll put this up on the screen for those of you that want the actual website. Here we go. So if you want, you can go to williammichaelforbes.com and register for Masterclass 102 Liberation. And again, it's a 3-week program that will help you awaken yourself from subjectivity to your mind and body. And you're not here to suffer, you're here to create. You came here for a purpose. And if the information that you've been given by the world from the time you were born is confusing and uncertain, it's going to be really difficult sometimes to figure out who you are from what you've been told to believe. But in this program, I can tell you, you'll remember who you are. You start to experience yourself as a being beyond your thought, beyond your memory, beyond your emotion, being able to learn to use those components of your memory and experience to liberate yourself from suffering, to move yourself to the realm of conscious and deliberate creation. And I can't think of a better group of beings than the Ascended, Master Jesus, and Buddha, and many others that speak through me during these courses to help you come back to being what you came here to be. And no master has ever said that he is superior to you. Jesus has never said he's superior to you. Buddha's never said he's superior to you. Right? None of these masters have ever said they're superior to you. They say, come walk with me. Do this, and you'll awaken the Buddha. Do this, and you'll awaken the Christ within you. They all said that. They never said, I am your Christ. No. Come follow me. That's what they say. Anyway, I invite you all to come out and join us for the next 3 weeks starting this Saturday. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and please sign up. For those of you that are new to the channel, welcome and thank you. And thank you for all the hearts and the gifts and things. I really appreciate that. I'm trying to also bring my subscriber count up on TikTok and YouTube. So please remember to like the video, subscribe to the channel, follow whatever you can to bring this information to other people. You are not your mind. You are not your thoughts. You are not your emotions. These are functions and aspects of creation that you live in. And they keep telling me this again and again. You know, I get this spiritual faceplant from all the time when they think people don't understand how simple it is, how simple your mind is designed to work for you, and that your emotions are not who you are, but the substance of energy that's produced by the nature and quality of thoughts you've acquired or have been given from this lifetime and many others. And it's very exciting. So please come and join me and the Ascended Masters and our other instructors in our upcoming Masterclass series starting this Saturday, July the 22nd, with the orientation, which happens at 11 a.m. on Saturday. So please come and join us. We're going to get to some questions and answers here with everybody. Good morning. For those of you that are just arriving here, we've been channeling the Ascended, who are just telling us that your mind is simple. Your mind is simple. It's not complex. According to psychology and sex, how complex your mind is not complex. It's a very simple mechanism that you may have been taught that you can't control. And most people have been taught, I can't change the way I feel. That's bullshit. You can change emotional energy. You are a divine entity. Come and learn. Come and learn. Don't just take my word for it. Come and listen to the masters teach you this through a 3-week program. That's a very, very cost efficient. It's 3 weeks for $199 US, right? Our repeat students get to take our master classes for $99 US. So if you're a repeat student of the course, you can take it for $99. For those of you that want to support this work in the channel, please do so through my Patreon page, patreon.com/William Michael Forbes. But more importantly, subscribe, like, and share this information with other people. Share it. People need to realize that you're not just a puppet. You're a divine entity. You know you came here with a purpose. Please hear these words. You know you came here for a reason. And it wasn't to suffer. It was to create. And they say that again and again and again. Master Jesus says it. Buddha says it. Lao Tzu says it. They all say it. You came here to learn creation. You didn't come here to suffer and be in pain and pay taxes forever. No, you came here to learn the function of creation. Come and join us. Let's see what's going on here. So I've got the Ascended with me. So if anybody wants to ask any questions, I'm just scrolling up. We've got a whole pile of, wow, good morning, everybody. Look at all these questions coming in. All these hearts and flowers and wonderful things. Thank you so much. Again, I'm trying I'm trying to bring my subscriber count on TikTok and YouTube up. I would like to get to 20 subscribers on my TikTok channel, so please feel free to subscribe to my TikTok channel. Thank you so much. Someone said, I'd love to be able to be joyful. However, I can be joyful. To dispense justice. Again, I don't know what you mean by that, but what they're telling me, they said, if you understand the nature of creation, the very function of creation asserts very specific results occur in your experience of time and space. That once you understand the function of creation as you are able to do, then you do not need to concern yourself with justice, for the nature and quality of your thinking and actions will organize your affairs to be just in alignment with the nature and quality of your thinking mind. That justice and injustice are creative results and not some distant thing that just happened out of nowhere. Justice and injustice are creative effects of those all participating in that process, and that you may affect a different type of justice or a different type of injustice once you understand the function of creation, how to use your mind as a functional instrument of creation. When you understand how to use your mind as a functional instrument of creation, then justice and injustice are products of creation and not something that may or may not be imposed upon you by the world. Those that are in positions of authority know quite well what we are saying, that their ideas and the information that they give you through their educational systems are designed specifically to give you a set of beliefs that would restrict you and limit you from understanding what they do. Those that educate you in what they want to educate you in, so that you don't get to understand the function of creation as they do. But you are equal to them, the just and the unjust. You are equal to them both. Wow. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. Good morning. Hi, Tanya. Danielle Rivera is asking, any message about health or growth? We would hope that you would pay attention in this regard, that the nature of creation is that you observe and experience the effects of your own causing, or the effects of causes that you would choose to adopt. So you may experience that you are told to eat a certain food or drink a certain beverage, and you may be told that it is good for you and believe that it is good for you, but it is not. So the conditions of health and disease are very simple, as equally as your mind, that the function of your mind, both consciously and unconsciously, your ability to inductively or deductively gain knowledge and experience will affect your health and conditions of disease equally. The conditions of disease and health are equally affected by the same principles of creation. And so we would encourage you to evaluate and examine what it is you believe is good for you. And if it is good for you, to be inductive enough, evaluated enough to honestly consider if something is good for you or not, what you would put in your body, the air that you breathe and where you breathe it, how you treat that instrument, what you bestow upon that body of yours. When you look at it, do you look at it with gratitude and wonder and say, this body is such a wonderful instrument that I get to create and manifest conditions of my experience through? Or do you think there's something wrong with this body? Each will have its own result, and each follows the exact same principle of creation, whether a thought is good or not. They follow the exact same principles of creation. And so the conditions of health that you're experiencing right now are following a process of creation, either established in this lifetime or others. Remember, you inherit information through what you call your genetics. You inherit information and experience through your genetics, and you can learn to change that information. But that is another story. That is another understanding. We want to keep things simple. But the process of what is good or what is evil as an experience, both of these outcomes are following the exact same principles of creation, good or bad. The process of creation is universal, and its application whether the outcome is good or bad is not what is important here, but to understand the mechanisms of creation as utilized through the simplicity of your own mind. Wonderful. Thank you, Danielle. Really appreciate that. Great question. Someone's saying, I'd love to be, oh yeah, you will be. Oh, hi, Seth. Hi, Anik. Oh, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. Yeah, a lot of us have many lifetimes of experience that are confusing us. People, please show William your love. He is a beautiful soul. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you very much, Raph. I really appreciate that. I understand. I have to say, it's what comes through me from them that is beautiful. Truth is always beautiful. Love is always beautiful. Knowledge, when it's good in its application, is beautiful. Right. So I really defer. A lot of the information coming through me is from the Ascended and the Ascended Masters and Buddha and Jesus and others that want you to know the simplicity of the truth. And the truth does set you free. It really, really does. It sets you free. But thank you for that. I really appreciate that comment. And they're saying thank you to you as well. Thank you so much for sharing. Please share. Please share this information. Someone's asking, when will dawn come? Everyone else has visited. You need to talk to his higher self. They're telling me you need to talk to his higher self and request that he come with love and grace. Don't demand him. That's why he's not coming, because he feels like you're forcing him. You have to request, say, I request your presence. You request it. Talk to his higher self. You can do that. You can actually think to their higher self. Think to Dawn's higher self. Dawn, I could really use your support right now. From a place of not wanting to hold on to him and control him. I need him. No, because I'm open and receptive to receiving love and guidance from this person. Talk to his higher self. Talk to his higher self. Right. Mary's asking, my youngest son has schizophrenia and asserts he is becoming enlightened and will not reincarnate again. Is this truth or a delusion? Yes, it is true. He is not reincarnating again. Not as that biological entity, but he's not reincarnating in this dimension again. I know a few people who've stated the same thing, that they're done with this dimension. They've learned enough from it. And what again, the label that you've been given your son, I want to say what they've told me about schizophrenia is where the awareness, the soul, is divided into separate parts. You think your body, you think your mind, you think your memories, you think your emotions are different parts. And you pick up the thoughts and emotions of other people too. It's also called being a high-level empath. You can pick up thoughts, emotions, and ideas from other people. But again, that condition, if the individual is given sufficient knowledge and proper training, they can be taught to operate their mind and body. There's so many people that are high-level empaths that are being diagnosed as schizophrenic right now. They pick up people's thoughts and emotions as if they're own. I'm hearing voices. No, you're hearing somebody else's thoughts. You can also hear the thoughts and emotions of other entities that are around as well. There's light beings and there's dark beings, but they tell me really learning how to know how to run your own mind, to become aware that you have authority over the thoughts that are in your mind, and you have authority over what thoughts you don't want in your mind. But you have to learn that. There's a practice in our 1 or 2 masterclass. What they have us do is they have us learn a sequence of meditation over a 3-week period. It's a mandatory meditation process of 20 minutes a day, where you learn a process of meditation that puts you into the position where your mind and body literally become your servants. And you no longer feel like, I can't control this, which is what most people do. They believe they have no control over their mind and their emotions. That's bullshit. You have absolute dominion and authority over your mind once you've learned how to operate it. You know, you put somebody behind the wheel of a car that's never driven a car before, chances are it might not end up well. But if you teach them how to operate the vehicle, which is what they do, they teach us how to recognize the difference between your conscious mind, your subconscious mind, how it affects your body, how to change emotion. It's an amazing course, and I hope you'll come and join them and learn from them. It's an amazing thing. But your son is a real simple meditation. You might want to teach your son, or have him book a reading with me. A reading with me will certainly put him in touch with some of the guides and the other ascended masters that want to work with him, and the ones that he's following, which is why he's not going to be coming back in the reincarnation, because he wants to follow. But you cannot leave this dimension in violence. You cannot leave this dimension in violence without there being an effect to that in subsequent experience. So he may say, He's not reincarnating, but if he's still holding on to anger and judgment and rage inside, then that's another thing. But please, either get him out the course or have him book a reading. That'd be really amazing. Hi, Polly. Question from Polly B. Can Archangel Michael confirm what this right turn is he wants me to make without delay? I don't know what it is. Please help me. Can you tell me, Archangel Michael? It's affecting me and upsetting me. Well, that's not... He's saying, that's not what I told you that for. I told you that so that you would understand that you are not to be subjective to this world. The turn that you are seeking, this right turn, is a matter of circumstance that will reveal itself to you when you release yourself from this unnecessary confusion and this unnecessary, uncontrolled, rampant thought going on in your mind. You must learn to quiet your mind. You must become a space where that which you need revealed to you can be revealed to you. You must get your mind quiet, your body still, so that you can receive the guidance. This right turn is a direction you need to go in. But if you are in the realm of confusion, if you're in the realm of fear, if you're in the realm of anger, it's going to be very hard to see what is right for you because you're not focusing upon it. You're focusing on something that's not in alignment with you. It's quite simple. Your mind is very simple. Very simple. There we go. Let's go here. Let's see here. We go like this. Go like that. Okay, perfect. So we're going to scroll down here a little further. Oh, are we at the bottom already? Oh yeah. Someone's saying, I'm so excited. My son and daughter-in-law are having a baby. Any insights on this beautiful soul? You must understand that this one, like others coming, are here to understand 100% the function of creation, to be masters of creation. I'm also being told in the background, somebody's saying to me right now, this huge movement from corporations and governments right now to suppress and restrict people from thinking their own thoughts and making their own choices, right? Is their attempt to try and circumvent the awakening that's happening right now, because a lot of children are being born awake. And this one is very, very awake indeed. Remember that the importance of love being the primary environmental energy that this one is raised in is very important. It's very important that the vibration of the function of love will be very important for this one and many, many others that are being born now, right? Yeah, so I've been told that they use some of the medical procedures they're using right now to keep people chemically quiet so they can't think or reason or be awake and aware. There's an actual effort that's underway to stop people from waking up because there's so many waking up right now, right? So glad you're excited about that. Oh, hi, Destiny. Oh, who we got here? Did I think I said that? I'm just saying if what I saw is true here. Desiree, good morning, Desiree. Desiree Nicole Thompson. She's one of our instructors in our upcoming masterclass. I hope you'll join and get a chance to meet Desiree as well. Good morning. Yeah, Kutana, your dad is saying, please be happy. This is all I want. Be happy now. Forget everything else. Be happy. The love was always there. I just could not reveal it in those conditions and circumstances. I could not reveal my love to you in the same way that you wanted it. But the love is there. I want you to be happy. He really wants you to be happy, Kutana. Be happy. Like, make your happiness your passion right now. Wow, I like that so much. It's really cool. Blaine Oliver is asking, we have 2 budgies who are kept in a cage. We would like to let them free, but afraid they may not survive in the wild. Could you tap into their consciousness and advise us what to do? Wow. They're being told we're not concerned about the affairs of your animals, as the animals in your world are well aware of the affairs of themselves. Again, the moment you would choose to take custody of these ones, you place yourself in a position of authority over them. So your choices do, in fact, bear a direct result on how it will impact them. Do you not know that many of the animals that you eat and consume are here in trust to you? They came here in trust to you because you are here in agreement to be the caretaker of this world. Wow. Yeah. They're saying if you're going to set them free, do so with love and gratitude, and have no thought of anything other than their happiness and well-being. Have no other thought other than their happiness and well-being. This they will understand. Let that be the energy you release them with. Release them with that energy if you so choose to do this. Release them with the joy of their happiness and well-being, and not your fear of their demise, for that will produce its own result. You must understand what we said earlier about the function of thought. Whether it is a good thought or a bad thought, they still follow the exact same process of creation. And if you thought that this is a beautiful, wonderful thing for them, then let it be that. But do not second guess yourself and say, oh, they might not survive. Well, that thought will create as well. So be mindful in that respect, please. Wow. Thank you, Blaine. Love that question. Someone saying, I'm still enjoying you helping me. Oh, you're welcome. Any messages from your aunt? I don't know why, but I'm being shown ping pong balls. I don't know what ping pong balls. She's saying something about ping pong balls. There's a whole bunch of them bouncing up and down on a table. But she's just sending that image to me about ping pong balls. So I don't know what that means for you, but that's what she wants you to get, that image, ping pong balls. That's it. Again, they're making lots of fun noise. It doesn't seem, the energy to it's like fun and playful and action. But she's representing what she wants to say to you with these ping pong balls, right? Remember, beings will communicate to you at the level that you're able to receive it, the information. Just scrolling down here. Any messages from my mom, Kathy, or uncle, Daryl? Yeah. They want you to drop all your frustration and sadness. Let it go. They're fine. Let it go. Let your fear and your sadness go. They're fine. They really are. People don't realize when you leave the physical body, it's a different consciousness you move into. We get to experience what the body experiences in this dimension. We get to experience what our thoughts and emotions do creatively. But when they leave the body, they get to experience something very different. It's a wonderful thing. They get to experience different energy altogether. Please remember to share this and subscribe to the channel. Give the video a thumbs up. Get it out there. Number 32 is asking, I once met an ancestor in a dream who crafted metals with fire, and when they got damaged, he would chop them off and make new ones. How would he do this? He says he understood the philosopher's process of the transmutation of matter from one state into another. What you would call the turning of lead into gold is a principle of creation rather than literally converting the substance of lead into gold. I understood this very clearly, and I revealed it to you. To change it from one state to another is a matter of the application of consciousness and not the literal transformation of gold into lead, but the transformation of energy from one state to another state of expression. Well, I like that. Thank you, number 32. Got time for 2 more questions here. Yeah, I understand. Thank you. Oh, there you are. 18-wheeler girl here. There you are. Please, 18-wheeler girl, please send me an email. Send it to William Michael Forbes 59@gmail.com. That's my full name, William Michael Forbes, the number 59@gmail.com. Please send me an email because I wanted you to come and take our course. Please do that. I want to make certain that you get that gift. Please. Please, 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 please. I'm very excited I'm so grateful you got back in touch with me. So I need to remember you, Haunting Glennie. I'm so grateful. I'm really curious to know how things have gone since that. Just so those of you that are new here, this woman, beautiful soul, she goes by the handle on TikTok of Haunting Glennie, and she was in a horrific accident about 10 years ago, and she came on live and shared her story with us. It was really profound and moving. She was in intense pain that night, and the beings that came through me that night walked her through a process, and she went into a state of pain. She got to experience being pain-free, and she said it was the most amazing thing she'd ever felt. And yeah, they told me to make certain we gifted her the course. So that's a wonderful thing. I'm so looking forward to having you in this, and you are such a blessing to us. And I'm looking forward to seeing you and connecting with you live. Someone saying, "Can I have a message regarding my desire for the hidden surveillance tape?" You need to let go. They're telling me to tell you, stop looking for something that's wrong. Stop looking for what is wrong. Let it go. Look for what is right. You need to look for what is right, not what is wrong right now. The tape will be revealed in the right way, in the right time, in the right way, in the right time. There's a right way and a right time for this. You need to let go of the energy of something being wrong. Let that energy go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Here we go here. Someone's saying, the answer rings so true. He has much trauma and continues to suffer greatly at this time due to the emotions you mentioned. I will look into a reading for him. Please do, Mary. Please do. You'd be amazed when just a simple instruction of how a soul can differentiate, just being able to differentiate yourself from your thoughts and your emotions will give you a level of peace. Anybody who's listening to this, if you recognize your thoughts and your emotions are not who you are, but information and knowledge that you've acquired, you can move into a position of awareness that will allow you to assert a very different authority over your mind and body. Instead of feeling like your mind and body are controlling you and dragging you through the muck, like I used to be years ago. Please don't let yourself suffer needlessly anymore. Sign up for the 102 course. You got about 5 more days to do so. Again, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and it's the Masterclass 102 Liberation. Yes, somebody's saying, hello, any message I need to know? Yes, sign up for our masterclass. Everything you need to know at this point in your life is available to you in this 102 masterclass. It helps you release old emotions from your mind and body, to learn the process for how to actually get rid of old emotions out of your mind and body, right? To get them out so that you can bring in new energy, right? You can't put something new in your mind and body if you're holding on to it. You got to clear stuff out. And they have a wonderful clearing process that's very simple in this program for how to liberate old emotions, old thoughts, old memories out of the body so they're no longer affecting you adversely. Question from Desiree. May I have a message from the Ascended? I know my guides have been trying to relay a message to me. Yeah, sorry, Desiree. I'm just getting this. There's all this laughter in the background that you know this. You already know what you are doing. Do not fear the steps. Do not fear the steps. Do not let the illusionary, do not let the illusion of security blind you from the truth. Do not let the idea of safety and comfort restrict you from freedom. The move that you need to make now is very important, but do so without fear. And if you're going to do so with fear, we'd recommend you not do it. But do so without fear. Wow. Thank you, Desiree. I really appreciate that. Someone asking, yes. So someone's asking for direction on my physical healing. Let me ask Archangel Raphael to come in right now. I'm going to call Archangel Raphael. If you're sitting down, if you're asking for a physical healing right now, then sit your body down, take a slow, deep breath, and as you exhale, allow yourself to be open and receptive to receiving the healing energy from Archangel Raphael. Take a long, slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, allow your body, allow your mind to be open and receptive to receiving the healing energy from Archangel Raphael. And just let yourself feel whatever you feel, whether it's a flush of heat or cool, just let yourself receive that energy as it comes to you from Archangel Raphael, because you'll receive it the way you're able to receive it. But use your breath and keep your mind and your body open and receptive to receiving this healing energy from Archangel Raphael. And whatever impulse or sensation you feel, make certain you drink water right afterwards. As you're receiving it, right after you start to feel that energy, drink water right afterwards. And lots of it today, okay? Drink lots of it today. It's wonderful. Don't often get people calling on Archangel Raphael. Saying it wouldn't be right if it weren't hidden. But it was hidden for a good reason. Oh, someone asking, how can I release? Someone's asking some direction on how I can release pain and trauma. This is a great question, and the whole 102 Masterclass is all about that. But for you right now, they're telling me to tell you this: sit down or lie down, whatever's most comfortable. All the pain and trauma that you're feeling right now, that you can be aware of in your body, become aware of it. Don't ignore it. Don't try to deny it. Don't try to get rid of it. Just become aware of it. Let yourself feel that pain. Don't ignore it. Just let yourself be aware of the pain. Be aware of the feeling of trauma. Just be aware of it. Don't attack it. Don't try to get rid of it. Just be aware of it. And then speak these words to all that pain and all that trauma. This is what they taught me to do, and I've been using it quite well for the last 4.5 years. So as you become aware of the pain and trauma, speak these words to the pain and the trauma. I'm with you. I love you. And I will take care of you, even if I do not understand you. And speak those words like you really mean them. Speak those words to your pain. Speak those words to your trauma. I'm with you. I love you. I will take care of you, even if I do not understand you. And be aware that as you think or speak those words to the trauma and pain, be aware of how the trauma and pain reacts and responds to you. Let yourself experience that. And if you experience a change, then you know that you are able to interact with your pain and trauma differently. And again, the 102 Masterclass teaches people deeply how to go into this. And it's pretty amazing what you can learn in a short 3-week period from the Ascended and many other beings that come through the program. Thank you so much. Yes, it was. It was, Lisa. It was a message from your dad. You knew it at that moment, too. He's glad you got it. He said it took too long to remember it. He's glad you did. I think that's it for TikTok, and I'll take one more question from YouTube. Yes. Oh, you're very welcome, Desiree. Great turnout in questions here. Yeah, there are some really great questions today. And there's too many to get to. We've been here for an hour and 10 minutes. That's great. But I do want to come on live with TikTok more often. It's just the timing. There's so many amazing things happening in my world with the work that I'm doing with these beings. And I'll share some of those experiences with you guys in the not too distant future as they continue to unfold and evolve on a day-to-day basis. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming out today. Please remember to subscribe, like, share this information with other people, because your mind is simple. It's not a complex instrument. It's a very, very simple instrument. It's very simple to run your own mind, which you want to understand. I want to say thank you so much. And again, for a truck driver lady, I want to get back to you. Before I go out, I just want to make certain that I got this right. I'm going to do a screenshot so I can, where are you? 18-wheel lady. Let me find you again. There you are. I'm going to do a screenshot. Excuse my hands, and folks, but I want the screenshot so I get her. I don't miss her. Oopsie. There we go. Okay. So, Haunting Glennie, thank you so much for coming out today. Thank you, all of you, for how did I do this? Swipe to close. Swipe left to close. Okay, there we go. So I want to say thank you, everybody. Really, like, this information is so important, especially during this time of ascension. I want to thank the Ascended. I want to thank Archangel Raphael. I want to thank Master Buddha, Master Jesus' energy, because they came in a couple times here. And I want to thank all of you for supporting this channel. We support a group called Our Underground Railroad, which is a group that's the movie that's been coming out and creating so much conflict with Jim Caviezel, The Sound of, what's it called again? The Sound of, anyway, it's the new movie that's out about the child sex slave trade, and we support that, and we have supported that group since the inception of this channel, and we will continue to do so. Please support them if you can. Have yourselves a wonderful and joyful day, and much love, and I'll see you guys on Wednesday's edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. Bye for now.